Zhong Hui wanted to get rid of Deng Ai, so he asked Jiang Wei for advice. Jiang Wei replied, "Have Inspector Wei Guan arrest Deng Ai under the emperor's orders. If Deng Ai resists or even attempts to kill Wei Guan, his rebellion will be proven. Then you can attack him with complete justification." Delighted, Zhong Hui immediately ordered Wei Guan to take several dozen soldiers to Chengdu and arrest Deng Ai and his son. Some people warned Wei Guan, "This is clearly Zhong Hui's trap. He wants to force Deng Ai into resisting, so he can accuse him of rebellion. You shouldn't go yourself, it's too dangerous." Wei Guan confidently answered, "I already have a plan." He prepared dozens of official proclamations stating, "By imperial decree, Deng Ai is to be arrested. Everyone else will be pardoned. Those who surrender immediately will be rewarded with rank and titles. Anyone who resists will have their entire clan exterminated." He also prepared 2 prison carts and hurried to Chengdu overnight. At dawn, Deng Ai's officers saw the proclamations and believed the imperial order was genuine. They surrendered to Wei Guan one after another. Meanwhile, Deng Ai was still asleep. Wei Guan led a small group directly into his residence and shouted, "By imperial order, Deng Ai and his son are under arrest." Startled, Deng Ai rolled off his bed before he could react, and was immediately tied up and placed in a prison cart. His son Deng Zhong rushed out to investigate, and was captured as well. Some of Deng Ai's officers wanted to rescue them, but scouts suddenly reported that Zhong Hui's army had arrived. Believing Chengdu had already been surrounded, they scattered and fled. Soon afterward, Zhong Hui and Jiang Wei entered the residence and found Deng Ai and his son already bound. Zhong Hui struck Deng Ai on the head with a whip and cursed, "You arrogant fool! How dare you become so reckless?" Jiang Wei also mocked him, "You tried to rise through clever tricks. Now you've finally met your end." Even while bound, Deng Ai continued cursing both men. Zhong Hui then sent Deng Ai and his son under escort to Luoyang. He took complete control of Deng Ai's troops and military forces, becoming the most powerful commander in Shu. Feeling triumphant, Zhong Hui told Jiang Wei, "The greatest ambition of my life has finally been fulfilled." Jiang Wei deliberately replied, "Han Xian ignored Kuai Tong's advice and died in Luoyang Palace. Wen Zhong of you ignored Fan Li's warning to retire after success, and was forced to commit suicide. Both achieved extraordinary accomplishments, yet met tragic ends because they failed to withdraw at the right time. Now your achievements surpass all others, and your fame shakes the empire. Why not retire to Mount Amei and live peacefully like an immortal?" Zhong Hui understood Jiang Wei's hidden meaning. From then on, they secretly discussed major plans every day. Jiang Wei also secretly sent a letter to Emperor Liu Shan, asking him to endure a few days of humiliation, promising he would find a way to restore the Han dynasty. While Zhong Hui and Jiang Wei were secretly plotting rebellion, a letter suddenly arrived from Sima Zhao. It read, "I was worried you might fail to capture Deng Ai, so I have personally stationed my army at Chang'an, and will soon join you." Zhong Hui's face immediately changed. He thought, "Sima Zhao always knew I had more troops than Deng Ai, so he shouldn't have doubted my success. If he is coming in person, he must already suspect me." He immediately consulted Jiang Wei. Jiang Wei seized the opportunity and urged him to strike first by launching a rebellion. If they failed, they could retreat into Shu and defend it. The two decided to forge an edict in the name of Empress Dowager Gua, calling for Sima Zhao's elimination. On the Lantern Festival, Zhong Hui invited all the Wei generals to a banquet and forced them to sign a pledge supporting him. Afterward, he placed every general under house arrest, planning to execute anyone who refused to obey. Qiu Jian, one of Zhong Hui's trusted officers, had once served under Hu Lai. After learning that Zhong Hui intended to kill all the Wei generals, Qiu Jian secretly informed Hu Lai, who was under house arrest. Hu Lai immediately sent a secret letter to his son, Hu Yuan, stationed outside Chengdu. After reading the message, Hu Yuan contacted the commanders of the various camps. Everyone declared, We would rather die in battle than follow a traitor. They agreed to launch a coordinated attack on Chengdu. Wei Guan also secretly cooperated, preparing to attack from inside while Hu Yuan struck from outside. The night before the uprising, Zhong Hui dreamed that countless snakes were biting him. He asked Jiang Wei whether the dream was auspicious. Jiang Wei deliberately lied and said it was an excellent omen. Encouraged, Zhong Hui asked whether he should release the imprisoned generals. Jiang Wei answered, "None of them are truly loyal. It's better to kill them all first." Zhong Hui immediately ordered Jiang Wei to carry out the executions. But just as Jiang Wei was about to leave, he was suddenly struck by severe chest pain and collapsed. At that very moment, battle cries erupted outside the palace as Hu Yuan and the Wei troops stormed into Chengdu. Zhong Hui hurriedly ordered the palace gates shut. He also sent soldiers onto the rooftops to throw roof tiles down at the attackers. A fierce battle broke out, and dozens of men were killed almost immediately. Soon flames surrounded the palace. The Wei soldiers smashed through the gates and poured inside. Zhong Hui personally fought with his sword and cut down several enemies before being struck by a volley of arrows and killed. His head was severed and displayed publicly. Jiang Wei drew his sword and continued fighting desperately inside the palace. However, his chest pain grew worse, making it impossible to continue. Looking up at the sky, he sighed. "My plan has failed after all. Such is the will of heaven." He then committed suicide with his sword at the age of 59. Hundreds died in the palace fighting. After the battle, Wei Guan ordered all soldiers to return to their camps and await further orders. The Wei soldiers, however, deeply hated Jiang Wei. They cut open his body and found that his gallbladder was said to be as large as an egg, regarding it as proof of his extraordinary courage. His entire family was then executed. Meanwhile, Deng Ai's former subordinates attempted to rescue him. Fearing Deng Ai would seek revenge if freed, Wei Guan ordered Tian Su to pursue him. Tian Su caught up with Deng Ai and Deng Zhong at Mianzhu and killed both of them before they could defend themselves. After Zhong Hui, Jiang Wei, and Deng Ai all died, Chengdu fell into complete chaos. Zhang Yi, Crown Prince Liu Shan, Guan Yi, a descendant of Guan Yu, and countless others were killed in the fighting. More than 10 days later, Jia Chong arrived in Chengdu to restore order. Wei Guan remained to govern Chengdu, while Liu Shan was escorted to Luoyang. Only a few officials, including Fan Jian, Xiao Zhou, and Xi Zheng accompanied him. Liao Hua and Dong Zhu soon died of illness brought on by grief. When Eastern Wu learned of Shu Han's fall, Hua He immediately urged Sun Xiu to strengthen the nation's defenses, believing Wei would attack Wu next. Sun Xiu accepted the advice, appointing Lu Kong to guard Jing province, and Ding Feng to command the Yangtze defenses. Meanwhile, Hua Gu, governor of Jianing, mourned toward the west for 3 days after hearing Chengdu had fallen. When urged to surrender immediately, he answered, "If Wei treats Emperor Liu Shan well, I will surrender. If he is humiliated, I will die with my country." He first sent envoys to Luoyang to learn the truth. After arriving in Luoyang, Liu Shan was criticized by Sima Zhao for his poor rule, but was still granted the title Duke of Anil, along with a residence, wealth, and servants. Most former Shu officials also received titles. Only the eunuch Huang Hao was executed for bringing disaster upon Shu. After learning Liu Shan had been treated generously, Hua Gu surrendered as well. Later, Sima Zhao hosted a banquet for Liu Shan. When Wei court music was performed, the former Shu officials were heartbroken, but Liu Shan remained cheerful. When Shu music was played, the officials burst into tears, yet Liu Shan continued smiling and chatting. Sima Zhao asked, "Do you still miss Shu?" Liu Shan famously replied, "I am so happy here that I no longer think of Shu." Later, Xi Zheng advised Liu Shan that if asked again, he should express longing for his homeland. However, when Sima Zhao questioned him once more, Liu Shan repeated the prepared answer word for word. Sima Zhao immediately realized someone had coached him. Liu Shan honestly admitted that Xi Zheng had taught him what to say, causing everyone present to laugh. From this incident came the famous Chinese idiom, "Happy here, forgetting Shu." Because of the conquest of Shu, the officials unanimously recommended that Sima Zhao become king of Jin. Sima Zhao originally favored his younger son, Sima Yu, as his heir. However, Shan Tao, Jiachong, Hizeng, Peixiu, and other ministers argued that the eldest son, Sima Yan, was more capable and widely respected, and should inherit according to tradition. Sima Zhao accepted their advice and named Sima Yan as his heir. Soon afterward, officials reported auspicious omens that supposedly foretold the Sima family's replacement of the Wei dynasty. Sima Zhao was delighted and prepared to celebrate, but suddenly suffered a stroke. Unable to speak before his death, he simply pointed to Sima Yan, indicating that he should succeed him, and then passed away. After inheriting the title of King of Jin, Sima Yan quickly decided to replace the Wei dynasty. He consulted Jiachong, Peixiu, and other ministers. They advised him to follow the precedent set by Cao Pai when Emperor Xian of Han abdicated the throne. Sima Yan entered the palace and directly demanded that Emperor Cao Huan surrender the imperial throne. The official Zhang Jie stepped forward and fiercely condemned Sima Yan for usurping the dynasty. He was immediately beaten to death. Knowing resistance was hopeless, Cao Huan accepted Jiachong's advice and ordered an abdication platform to be built. In the 12th month, Cao Huan personally presented the imperial seal before the assembled officials and formally abdicated to Sima Yan. Sima Yan ascended the throne, founded the Jin dynasty, and proclaimed the first year of the Taisha era. Cao Huan was demoted to Prince of Qinlu. Sima Fu, who always regarded himself as a loyal Wei subject, wept as he bid farewell to the last Wei emperor. After becoming emperor, Sima Yan posthumously honored Sima Yi, Sima Shi, and Sima Zhao as emperors and established imperial ancestral temples for them. Thus, the Wei dynasty, which had lasted 45 years, officially came to an end. Only Eastern Wu remained, and Sima Yan immediately began planning the conquest that would finally reunify China. Summary. This chapter depicts the final major power struggle of the Three Kingdoms era and the downfall of the Wei dynasty. Pretending to cooperate with Zhong Hui, Jiang Wei successfully manipulated him into eliminating Deng Ai. He then gradually encouraged Zhong Hui to rebel, hoping to seize the opportunity to restore the Han dynasty. It was Jiang Wei's final and boldest attempt to revive Shu Han after its collapse. However, Zhong Hui's conspiracy was quickly exposed. Wei generals coordinated an internal and external uprising against him. Zhong Hui was killed by a barrage of arrows during the fighting. Jiang Wei committed suicide after realizing his plan had failed. And Deng Ai was assassinated by Tian Su while being escorted to Luoyang. With the deaths of Jiang Wei, Deng Ai, and Zhong Hui, the last three major military figures connected to Shu Han disappeared from history. Any remaining hope of restoring Shu was completely extinguished. Afterward, Liu Shan was escorted to Luoyang, where he was granted the title Duke of Anil. During a banquet hosted by Sima Zhao, he famously declared, "I am so happy here that I no longer think of Shu," giving rise to one of the most famous idioms in Chinese history, symbolizing someone who forgets their former homeland after enjoying a comfortable new life. Soon afterward, Sima Zhao died, and his son Sima Yan inherited the title of King of Jin. Following the model established decades earlier when Cao Pai replaced the Han dynasty, Sima Yan forced Emperor Cao Huan to abdicate, founded the Jin dynasty, and officially brought the Wei dynasty to an end. From this point on, the Three Kingdoms era effectively entered its final chapter. Only Eastern Wu remained independent, while the newly established Jin dynasty immediately began preparing for the campaign that would unify China once and for all. Historical notes. 1. Zhong Hui's forged edict from Empress Dowager Gua. In the novel, Zhong Hui claims to possess a secret edict from Empress Dowager Gua ordering him to eliminate Sima Zhao. No such edict is recorded in historical sources. It is a fictional device added to justify Zhong Hui's rebellion. 2. Jiang Wei's sudden heart attack. The novel describes Jiang Wei suddenly collapsing from severe chest pain just before carrying out his plan, eventually leading him to commit suicide. The records of the Three Kingdoms simply states that Jiang Wei died during the Qingdu Mutiny, and makes no mention of any heart attack or illness.